After the song of deliverance, Israel's journey led deeper into the wilderness. The Red Sea was behind them, but the desert lay ahead, a place where faith would be tested and dependence on God would become their daily lesson. They set out from Elim and came to the desert of Sin, between Elim and Sinai, about 1 month after leaving Egypt. There, the entire community began to grumble against Moses and Aaron. The people said, "If only we had died by the Lord's hand in Egypt. There we sat around pots of meat and ate all the food we wanted. But you have brought us into this wilderness to starve this entire assembly to death." Then the Lord said to Moses, "I will rain down bread from heaven for you. The people are to go out each day and gather enough for that day. In this way, I will test them to see whether they will follow my instructions." On the 6th day they were to gather twice as much as the others, for the 7th day would be a Sabbath, a day of rest, holy to the Lord. Moses and Aaron told the people, "You will know that it was the Lord who brought you out of Egypt. In the evening you will eat meat, and in the morning you will be filled with bread. Then you will know that the Lord is your God." That evening quail came and covered the camp, and in the morning, when the dew lifted, thin flakes like frost appeared on the ground. When the Israelites saw it, they said, "What is it?" In Hebrew, manna. Moses said, "It is the bread the Lord has given you to eat." Each person was to gather only what they needed, 1 omer per person. Those who gathered much did not have too much, and those who gathered little did not have too little. When they measured it, each one had enough. Moses warned them not to keep any of it until morning, but some disobeyed and found that it was full of worms and began to stink. God was teaching his people daily trust, not in storage but in his supply. On the 6th day they gathered twice as much, and on the 7th day, on the Sabbath, they rested as the Lord commanded. Yet some went out to gather and found nothing. The Lord said, "How long will you refuse to keep my commandments? See, the Lord has given you the Sabbath, therefore on the 6th day he gives you bread for 2 days." The Israelites ate manna for 40 years until they came to the border of Canaan. It was white like coriander seed and tasted like wafers made with honey. God fed his people not because they were faithful, but because he was. Exodus 16 reminds us that God's provision is not about abundance, but about obedience. He provides what we need for each day and calls us to rest in his sufficiency. The manna was more than food. It was a lesson in trust, a daily reminder that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. Next comes Exodus 17, where the people thirst again and God brings water from the rock, showing once more that he is the source of life in the wilderness.